Today we are going to perform experiment via virtual lab platform, and the aim of this experiment is to calculate voltage gain and plot transfer characteristics of inverting and non-inverting operational amplifier. I would like to thank team of IIT Kharagpur for providing the virtual lab, and we are able to demonstrate experiment to our students easily via this interactive platform. The objectives of this experiment are: at the end of experiment, students should be able to explain inverting and non-inverting operational amplifier, derive the gain of inverting and non-inverting operational amplifier, and plot the transfer characteristics of inverting and the non-inverting operational amplifier. So I would like to give you some theory background about the operational amplifier, including the inverting and the non-inverting configuration of operational amplifier. So how we define operational amplifier? Operational amplifier is basically a multi-stage, direct coupled, high gain, negative feedback differential amplifier. The meaning of multi-stage is that in the operational amplifier there are various stages of amplification connected in the cascading, and the purpose of multi-stage amplifier is to enhance the overall gain of the system, and all the stages of amplification they are connected via direct coupling arrangement, and the negative feedback is employed so that the gain can be maintained stable. And basically this is a differential amplifier that is amplifying the difference of two input voltages. And why this is called as operational amplifier? Because originally when it was discovered, it is designed to perform certain mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, differentiation and integration. But nowadays operational amplifier is utilized for other applications also, like it can be utilized as a sign changer, oscillator, pulse generator, square waveform generator, triangular waveform generator, comparator, analog to digital and digital to analog converter, voltage to current converter and current to voltage converter. This is the symbolic notation of operational amplifier, and practically we are going to use 741 IC. In this 741 operational amplifier IC, the notation we use to designate operational amplifier symbol is triangle, and two input terminals are there. The one is designated as minus, called as inverting input terminal, and the other is designated as plus, called as the non-inverting input terminal. And the operational amplifier IC is working on the dual power supply rail plus VCC and minus VEE, and this is the output terminal of operational amplifier, and the output is measured with respect to ground. Now why this terminal is called as inverting input terminal? Because the input applied here will be amplified, but that will be inverted at the output terminal, and this is called as the non-inverting input terminal, because input applied here will be again amplified, but that will be obtained in the same phase at the output terminal with the input signal. So operational amplifier, if we talk about open loop configuration, so we can have three type of configuration. One is called as differential amplifier, second is called as inverting amplifier, and the third is called as non-inverting amplifier. In the case of differential amplifier, the input is applied to both the input terminals. That is, one input is applied at the inverting input terminal and the another input is applied at the non-inverting input terminal, and this operational amplifier is amplifying the difference of two input voltages. This is the voltage at the non-inverting input terminal and this is the voltage at the inverting input terminal. And if we take the case of inverting amplifier, then input is applied to only one input terminal, that is inverting input terminal, and the non-inverting input terminal will be grounded. So if we calculate the output voltage under the condition that the non-inverting input terminal is grounded, so we take V2 as 0 and the V1 we take as Vin, because Vin is the applied input voltage. So output we get is minus of A times Vin, and the indication of this negative sign is that the output obtained will be with the 180-degree phase reversal with respect to input signal, and A is called as the amplification factor. And in the case of non-inverting amplifier, input is applied to non-inverting input terminal, whereas inverting input terminal will be grounded. Now in this case, output obtained will be A times V2 minus V1, and V1 we need to put as 0 because inverting input terminal we have grounded, that's why V1 becomes 0. So output obtained here will be plus A Vin. The indication of positive sign is that the output voltage will be in the same phase with the input voltage and amplified by a factor, that is A. A is called as the amplification factor. And there are some disadvantages of open loop operational amplifier. First of all, the open loop gain of operational amplifier is very high, so that leads system to the saturation. Therefore, only small signals having low frequency may be amplified accurately without distortion. If we try to provide the large signal, then because the system leads to saturation for the high voltage, so obviously that leads to distortion. And secondly, the open loop voltage gain of operational amplifier is not a constant voltage gain. It is not stable, and the gain varies with the various parameters like change in the temperature, change in the power supply, or change in the mass production technique. And thirdly, the bandwidth of open loop operational amplifier is very small, almost zero. Therefore, operational amplifier is not practical for many AC applications. So these are the disadvantages of open loop operational amplifier. So we usually employ the feedback in the operational amplifier, and system becomes the closed loop operational amplifier. And we employ the negative feedback. What are the benefits of employing negative feedback in the operational amplifier? First of all, the gain becomes stable. Secondly, the harmonic or the nonlinear distortion is decreased. Thirdly, the bandwidth is increased, input resistance increased, output resistance decreased, reduction in the input offset voltage, reduction in the effect of temperature, and the reduction in the effect of supply voltage. So because of these benefits, we operate operational amplifier as a closed loop configuration employed with the negative feedback. So in the closed loop configuration also, operational amplifier can be operated under these three configuration: inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, and the differential amplifier. So this is the closed loop operational amplifier operated as inverting operational amplifier. So in the case of inverting operational amplifier, input is applied to inverting input terminal and the non-inverting input terminal is grounded, and we have added two resistances here. R1 is called as input resistance and the RF is called as the feedback resistance. So before going for the analysis of this configuration, we have to understand the concept of virtual ground. As we have discussed that the output voltage of operational amplifier is gain times the difference input voltage, because operational amplifier is nothing but the differential amplifier. So that is always amplifying the difference of two input voltages, that is V2 minus V1. So if we move this A on the left side, so we have V0 by A, that is equal to V2 minus V1, and that is equal to VID. And as we have discussed that the open loop gain of operational amplifier is very high, ideally that is supposed to be infinite. So something divided by infinite becomes 0. So we get V2 minus V1 equal to 0 and V2 is equal to V1. So V2 intentionally we have grounded here. This type of ground is called as the physical ground, and we have proved that the V1 that is equal to V2. So if V2 is grounded, so obviously V1 terminal that also behave as that is connected to ground, and this type of ground is called as virtual ground, because intentionally we have not connected this terminal to ground, but as we have proved that V1 is equal to V2 and V2 is grounded, that's why this terminal also behave as grounded, called as the virtual ground. And we have two golden rules. They are used in the analysis of operational amplifier. First rule says that the no current flows into the input terminals of operational amplifier. That means input bias current of operational amplifier is supposed to be 0. And secondly, the differential voltage is 0. So as V2 is equal to 0, so V1 is also equal to 0. And this is called as virtual earth or the virtual ground concept. So we are going for the analysis of inverting operational amplifier to calculate the voltage gain of inverting operational amplifier. And to calculate the voltage gain of inverting operational amplifier, we are applying here the nodal equation for the currents, that is I1 and IF. So we can see here at this point the KCL can be applied as, that is I1 is equal to IF plus IB, and this IB is the input bias current that is going inside the operational amplifier. And as a golden rule we have discussed that no current should go inside the operational amplifier and the input bias current should be 0. So if we are putting input bias current as 0, then I1 is equal to IF. So how to calculate I1? By applying the nodal equation. So we are considering the difference of these two node voltages. This is one node voltage, that is V in. This is the another node voltage, that is V1, and in between the resistance here is R1. So we can write the nodal equation as the difference of these two voltages divided by resistance in between. So we have V in minus V1 divided by R1. And if we calculate the feedback current, so that is calculated between this node, that is V1, and this node, that is V0. In between resistance here is RF. So we get feedback current as V1 minus V0 divided by RF. Now as V2 is 0, so V1 is also 0. This is the concept of virtual ground, and that is the second golden rule we are applying here. So because of the concept of virtual ground, we can put the value of V1 here as 0, and here also V1 we are putting as 0. So when we are putting V1 here as 0 on the left and the right side, so we get V in divided by R1 is equal to minus V0 divided by RF. And finally we calculate the output voltage as minus of RF divided by R1 into input voltage. And we know that in the case of amplifier, the relation between output voltage and the input voltage is, the output voltage is equal to gain times input voltage. So obviously the voltage gain of this inverting operational amplifier we have calculated as minus of RF divided by R1. And here we can observe the waveform that this is the applied input signal and this is the obtained output signal. So we can see that the output voltage is seen that this particular output voltage obtained is amplified, and that is with the 180-degree phase reversal as compared to input signal. That's why this is called as the inverting operational amplifier. And this is the circuit diagram for the non-inverting operational amplifier. In the case of non-inverting operational amplifier, the input is applied to non-inverting input terminal and the inverting input terminal will be grounded here. And if we go for the analysis, so we are applying again the nodal equation for I1 and IF and considering IB 0. But as this terminal is grounded, so direction of current is reversed for the non-inverting operational amplifier. So we can write the KCL equation at this point as IF is equal to I1 plus IB. And IB, as a golden rule, we suppose IB should be 0. So we get I1 is equal to IF. And when we write the equation of I1 in terms of nodal equation, so we write it as V1 minus 0 divided by R1. And when we write the equation of IF, then we write it as V0 minus V1 divided by RF. And as per the golden rules again, V1 is equal to V2. So as V2 is equal to input voltage, so obviously V1 is equal to Vin. So if we are putting V1 as Vin here, and here also V1 is put as Vin. So we get it here Vin divided by R1, that is equal to V0 minus Vin divided by RF. And when we solve it, we get the relation that output voltage is equal to 1 plus Rf divided by R1 times input voltage. So output voltage must be equal to gain times input voltage. So gain of non-inverting operational amplifier is calculated as 1 plus Rf divided by R1. And if we observe the two waveform, this is the applied input signal and this is the amplified output signal, and that is obtained in the same phase with the input signal. That's why this configuration is called as the non-inverting operational amplifier. And if we perform this experiment physically in the lab, so we are going to perform experiment on the breadboard. So on the breadboard we are going to make connection. We need operational amplifier, that is 741 IC. We need two resistors. One is acting as R1 input resistance and the another is acting as RF, that is the feedback resistance. We need CRO to observe the input and the output waveform. We need the function generator to provide the input signal, connecting wires to make all the connection, and the dual power supply rail with plus minus 15 volt. And obviously we need breadboard for making all the connections. So this is the circuit diagram we need to refer to perform the experiment for the inverting configuration we have discussed, and secondly for the non-inverting configuration we have discussed. And these are the steps to perform experiment, because we are performing experiment via virtual lab environment. So first of all we need to visit this website where the list of experiment is there. So we click on the list of experiment tab. Then we select the experiment from the list of experiment, that is the study of basic properties of operational amplifier, inverting and the non-inverting amplifiers. Then we go through the theory of experiment. So here also I have demonstrated the theory background of this experiment. So we can also go through the theory given on the website. Then after that we need to read the procedure of experiment. Step by step complete procedure is given here. Then we go to simulation tab, and in the simulation tab we have two parts. The one is the simulation of inverting amplifier and the another is the simulation of non-inverting amplifier. Then we select the simulation first for the inverting operational amplifier. So this window will pop up on the screen, and when we click on the instruction tab, so here we have step-by-step guided instruction to perform the experiment, and we can go for the simulation and finally plot the transfer characteristics of inverting operational amplifier, and these are the expected transfer characteristics. And we can see here if the input voltage is increased, then the output voltage is decreased, because that is obtained with the 180-degree phase reversal, because that is the output for the inverting operational amplifier. And when we select the simulation for the non-inverting operational amplifier, then this is the window pop up on the screen, and then we can again go for the simulation as per the guided instruction. And finally we can plot the transfer characteristics of non-inverting operational amplifier, and these are the expected transfer characteristics. When the input voltage is increasing, the output voltage is also increasing, because output obtained will be in the same phase with the input signal. And this is the procedure given for to perform the experiment for the inverting amplifier. Now let's move to the website and perform the experiment step by step. Today we are going to perform experiment via virtual lab platform, and the aim of this experiment is to calculate voltage gain of inverting operational amplifier and plot its transfer characteristics. So we have to understand the circuit arrangement first, then we will go for the guided instructions step by step and perform this experiment. So if we see this circuit, this is the operational amplifier, and practically if we talk about, we are going to use IC number 741. In this IC 741, we have two terminals on the input side. The minus is called as the inverting input terminal and the plus is called as the non-inverting input terminal. And on the output side, we can see one terminal to measure the output. So this terminal is called as output terminal. So how we define inverting operational amplifier? In the case of inverting operational amplifier, input is applied to the inverting input terminal and the non-inverting input terminal will be grounded. And this is the input resistance, that is R1, and this is the feedback resistance RF. So this is about the circuit connection, and now we are going as per the step-by-step instruction to make the circuit connection. And first of all, we need to make the connection between the node 1 and the node 3, because we are performing experiment for the inverting operational amplifier. So input need to be applied to inverting input terminal. So first connection that need to be made between the node 1 and the node 3. And the second connection that need to be made between node 4 and the 7, because R1 that is connected on the input side of operational amplifier called as the input resistance. Then after that, the next connection that need to be made between either 4 or 5 or 7 or 5. The reason is because we have to connect the RF in the feedback loop called as the feedback resistance, and the one terminal of RF that is connected at node number 4 and the another terminal of RF that need to be connected on the output side. So next connection that need to be made between the node 6 and the node 9. And as this is the inverting operational amplifier and we have applied input to the inverting input terminal, so non-inverting input terminal will be grounded. And why this is called as inverting operational amplifier? Because the input applied at the inverting input terminal will be amplified, but that is said to be inverted. That means the output obtained here will be amplified, but that will be with the 180-degree phase difference with respect to the applied input signal. That's why this is called as the inverting operational amplifier. Then after making all the connection, we can go for the check connection. And when we go for the check connection and the message pop up here on the screen is right connection, that means we have done the connection in the right way as per the guided instruction. And now we can set the value of R1 and RF as well as the input voltage to perform the experiment. So the value of R1 that can be varied by this particular knob, and the value of RF can be varied by this particular knob. So let's initialize the value of R1 and RF. Let's put R1 at 1 kilo ohm. We can vary R1 and we can observe here R1 is 1 kilo ohm are the units. And we can vary the value of RF also, and let's put the value of RF, let's say that is 10 kilo ohm. So that is displayed here and the units are kilo ohm. So we have set R1 to 1 kilo ohm and the RF to 10 kilo ohm. And then after that we need to vary the value of input voltage so that the output voltage changes accordingly. So we can vary the input voltage in the range minus 15 volt to plus 15 volt. So we can start this experiment.
let's say initially we are putting the value of input voltage at minus 15 volt. So we can take the value of input as minus 15 volt, and accordingly we are getting the output and we can add it to table. So we can see here the input voltage is minus 15 and the output coming here is 150. So how we are calculating the output voltage and what should be the gain of this inverting operational amplifier? The gain of inverting operational amplifier is given as minus of RF divided by R1. So minus of 10 kilo ohm divided by 1 kilo ohm, that value will be minus 10. So voltage gain that is coming out as minus 10. So when we are calculating the output voltage, that is the input voltage multiplied by gain, so that will be minus 15 into minus 10, that is equal to 150. So in this way we can increase the value of input voltage and keep on noting down the output voltage. So let's increase the value of input voltage in step of 2 volt. So let's say we are taking the next value of input voltage, that is minus 13 volt, and add it to table. So we again vary the value of this input voltage. Now let's say this is minus 11, then we add it to table, then minus 9, add it to table, and we can see here the voltage gain coming is constant because the voltage gain formula is R1 is fixed, RF is fixed, so voltage gain is minus of RF divided by R1, that is minus 10. So we can see here the input voltage is multiplied by minus 10 and that is coming here on the output side. So again we can vary the value of input voltage in step of 2. So that is we are taking minus 7, add it to table, then minus 5, add it to table, minus 3, add it to table, minus 1, add it to table. Then after that we can take it 1 volt, then next we can take is 3 volt, then 5 volt, then 7 volt, then 9 volt, then 11 volt, then 13 volt, and finally 15 volt, add it to table. So in this way we have completed the various readings for input versus output, and all the readings are recorded in this experimental table. Then after that we can go for plot, and when we go for the plot, so here we have the transfer characteristics of inverting operational amplifier, that is a plot between the output voltage and the input voltage. And we can see here as the input voltage we are increasing, the output voltage that is going in the inverted direction. So value of output voltage is changing, but that is inverted. So in this way we can say that the signal will be amplified, but that will be with the 180-degree phase reversal. So this is all about the inverting operational amplifier, and similarly we can perform the experiment for the non-inverting operational amplifier. Thank you. So in this way we can perform the experiment for the inverting operational amplifier, and secondly we have the procedure for the non-inverting operational amplifier. So let's move on to website and perform the experiment for the non-inverting operational amplifier. Today we are going to perform experiment via virtual lab platform, and the aim of this experiment is to calculate voltage gain of non-inverting operational amplifier and plot its transfer characteristics. So first of all we need to see about the circuit and the connections. So this is the operational amplifier, and practically if we perform this experiment physically in the lab, we are going to use IC number 741
having two input terminal and the one output terminal. Two input terminals are designated with minus and plus sign. Minus is called as inverting input terminal and the plus is called as the non-inverting input terminal. And this is the output terminal of operational amplifier. And this operational amplifier is working on dual power supply of plus minus 15 volt. This is the input resistance R1 and this is the feedback resistance RF. And in the case of non-inverting operational amplifier, the input is applied to the non-inverting input terminal, that is plus terminal, and the inverting input terminal will be connected to ground. And why this is called as non-inverting operational amplifier? Because in this case, the input applied to non-inverting input terminal will be amplified, that can be seen on the output terminal, as well as the output obtained will be in the same phase with the input signal. That's why this is called as the non-inverting operational amplifier. Now we need to make the circuit connection to perform this experiment. So first of all, we need to make the connection between the node 1 and the node 8, because non-inverting input terminal that need to be applied with the input signal, and this is Vin, that is the input signal applied at node 1. So we make one connection between the node 1 and the node 8. Then the next connection that is made between the node 4 and the 7, so that the R1 can act as the input resistance. And then the node 4 is connected to node 5, so that we can employ the feedback resistance in the feedback path between the output terminal and the input terminal. So the one terminal of RF that is connected at node 4 and the another terminal of RF that need to be connected to the output terminal. So next connection need to be made between node 6 and the node 9. And finally, we need to make the connection between node 3 and the node 12, because we are operating the operational amplifier in the non-inverting configuration. So inverting input terminal will be connected to ground, and we have done the connection as per the guided instruction. Now we need to check connection by clicking here, and the message displayed here is the right connection. That means we have done all the connections as per the guided instruction. Now we need to set the value of resistance R1 and the feedback resistance RF as well as the input voltage. So we are changing the value of R1 and RF via these two tabs here, and the both values lies in the range kilo ohm. So we vary the R1 from this tab, and let's put R1 at 1 kilo ohm, and we change the value of RF from this tab, and let's put the value of RF, that is, let's say 10 kilo ohm. So we have set the value of R1 at 1 kilo ohm, RF at 10 kilo ohm. Now we keep on varying the value of input voltage and keep on noting down the output voltage, and all the values will be noted down in this experimental table. So let's start with the input voltage, that is minus 15 volt. So we have to see at minus 15 volt what is the output coming. So when we click on add to table, so we get the output voltage here. And what is the relation between the input voltage and the output voltage? Input voltage multiplied by gain, that is equal to output voltage. And as this is the non-inverting operational amplifier, so gain for the non-inverting operational amplifier is given by the formula 1 plus RF divided by R1. So RF is 10 kilo ohm, R1 is 1 kilo ohm. So RF divided by R1, that is 10 kilo ohm. And in the formula we have 1 plus RF by R1. So 1 plus 10 becomes 11. So voltage gain for this non-inverting operational amplifier with the R1 1 kilo ohm, RF 10 kilo ohm is 11.
So when we multiply input voltage minus 15 with the voltage gain 11, output voltage will come out minus 165. So now we can change the value of input voltage by clicking here, and let's put it to minus 13. So we keep on increasing the value of input voltage in step of 2 volt and add it to table. So we again change the value of this to minus 11, add it to table, then minus 9, add it to table, then minus 7, add it to table, minus 5, add it to table, minus 3, add it to table, minus 1, add it to table, 1, add it to table, 3, add it to table, 5, add it to table, 7, add it to table, 9, add it to table, 11, add it to table, 13, add it to table, finally 15, add it to table. So we have varied the value of input voltage in the range from minus 15 volt to plus 15 volt in step of 2 volt. So here the plus 15 volt is not shown because when we operate at the high voltage, then the system may lead to saturation. So we have shown here the reading up to 13 volt. So minus 15 to 13 volt readings are recorded in this experimental table. And finally we go for the plot here, and we can see here the plot is between the output voltage and the input voltage, and the transfer characteristics are coming linear, and that is the indication that if we are going to increase input voltage, and the same change, incremental change, can be reflected in the output voltage with the gain parameter of 11. So output voltage is amplified, but that will be in the same phase with the input voltage. That's why incremental change in the input voltage can be seen in the output voltage in the same phase with the amplification factor of 11. So in this way, we can say that this particular circuit that works as the non-inverting operational amplifier with voltage gain of 11. Now we can change the value of R1 and RF, and accordingly we can again vary the value of input voltage and note down the output voltage, and we can have the another plot with a different set of readings of R1 and RF. And finally we can take the screenshot of the transfer characteristics, as well as from this experimental table we can calculate the voltage gain. So this is all about the non-inverting operational amplifier. Thank you.
So in this way we can perform the experiment for the non-inverting operational amplifier, and these are the references we have used to demonstrate this experiment. Thank you.